Yeah, this is this is the game that we failed to qualify. Um, Definitely sort of a freak game and some freak goals, it felt like, early in that game. And unfortunately, we just couldn't turn it around. And it just wasn't meant to be for that World Cup for us. That's how I always looked at it. And I used this as a lot of motivation for sure. A lot was going on in my head. One of my biggest dreams was to be in, play in a World Cup. So to be honest, I took a lot of that weight on my shoulders at that time because I felt like, it was my job to help the team to score goals and put us in a position where we would qualify for that World Cup. So that whole process was definitely tough on me. And obviously at the end, not qualifying was, one of the biggest disappointments of my life. There was, for sure a little chip on my shoulder throughout the whole qualifying process. I felt like I had to really perform and be the main man at times when there came a point where I realized I don't need to be that with this team. I felt like there's so many unbelievable players in this team now that I can just be my best self and be a part of the team, and that's enough. And I had a couple moments where I could shine through and help the team. I think that's what I'm about. But at the end of the day, I really used my teammates and leaned on them at times. And the guys did an unbelievable job of getting us to that point. But we really wanted to put ourselves in a good position. Going into that Panama game, there was a lot of emotions leading up to that game. Being in Orlando again, the stadium and the place that we were in, the second to last game of the previous qualifying. So it was definitely a full circle moment. And in the build up to that game, I just wanted to win so bad that day. I felt like we all knew that we were there to play and we were ready to win that day. It was a time where we could be proud of, and we could definitely be proud of that moment, but we still had to go and finish strong in the last one. It was a strange one for sure, because we're such competitors and we want to win all the time. At the end of the day, I think once we went into that locker room afterwards and coach comes in and says, he's proud and, congrats, you've qualified to go to the World Cup, I think is when it first sunk in, and you're there with your teammates and you want to be disappointed a little bit because of, the result, but you did enough at the end of the day to qualify, and I still do think that's something to be, incredibly proud of. So for sure, a strange feeling, but I don't think too much about that loss at the end of the day. Doubts, no. I think there were tough moments, but I think the first time around definitely helped me understand that when you go and you play in some extremely difficult conditions throughout CONCACAF, there's going to be moments where you feel like everything is going against you, and that definitely happened again. But you got to stick together and stay as a team, and I think we got the results that we needed to put ourselves in the right positions, and like I said before, just control our own destiny and continue to win games and put points on the board, and that's what we did. So I never doubted that we could do it, but there's always moments that you have to overcome and really tough times within this region and within this qualifying process. Playing in the World Cup would obviously mean everything for me. Knowing a lot of these guys for so long and being able to do it with them, by my side is definitely special, and hopefully a moment that we're gonna cherish for the rest of our lives.